Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
People continue to look for answers in the shooting of pets in Stutsman County, and the sheriff's office says that they are investigating some new leads. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Yesterday, we told you that the Humane Society is offering up to $5,000 for the arrest and conviction of those responsible for killing 2 cats and injuring 2 dogs in the Ypsilanti and Montpelier, North Dakota area. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop investigates what is being done now to keep this area safe.
One of the cats shot in the head was found here at this rural home, and nearby neighbor Levi Taylor was shocked to hear about the abuse.
There's not a whole lot that happens out here besides farming activities and whatnot. So to hear that, you know, someone or a group of people or whoever is going around and killing people's pets is really concerning, actually.
Taylor has 2 kids and a dog, and wishes he would have heard it from the sheriff's office sooner so he and his family could be more aware.
And I was kind of shocked to hear it on the news before I even heard it from anyone else. I mean, if it happened back in August and what we're already into the middle of October here, would have been nice to hear more about it, I guess.
The Stutsman County Sheriff's Office says they alerted people in the county about the shootings via newspaper about a month ago. But is there anything else being done to make sure people and pets are safe?
Our suspects more than likely live in our community. We have, you know, I know we haven't had any reports now for a while, and I know some of our deputies have been driving that area and you know, checking things out. But
Sergeant Falk says they've had similar situations in the past, and they don't always get reported.
Incidents like this come up from time to time. They don't always get reported, I don't think. You know, and a lot of them, you know, probably the animal doesn't come home, so they're unsure. But it happens more than one would think it should.
As for Taylor, he's going to try to stay alert and be more aware of who's driving by.
Trying to be a little more aware and make sure we're keeping tabs on the family pets, the dogs, and that sort of thing.
In Stutsman County, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The sheriff's office says people in the area should be alert and give the sheriff's office a call if they see anything suspicious. Well, to our weather, a nice day outside there, but look at this. The sky cam is moving around, pretty windy out there, and traffic is still backed up from a crash over on the interstate. So we have some other news, though. Let's go to Hutch Johnson to talk about those of you who have plants outside. You might want to listen up. Hutch?
Yes, it's that time of the year we start seeing some pretty wild temperature swings. It wasn't that long ago we had near triple-digit readings of heat, and tonight a freeze warning for almost all of our viewing area, and temperatures will be in the 20s, so this will effectively end the growing season. If you do have potted plants, bring them in. Cover up your garden vegetables if you want to try to get them to survive the night. Will be very chilly overnight. Right now we have winds gusting to 31 miles per hour in Bemidji, gusting over 30 miles per hour in Thief River Falls. It's a breezy night with cool temperatures. It's going to remain that way. 40s and low 50s for this evening with passing clouds. Most of us stay dry though. Winds become a little bit less potent as we go through the evening, but look at those temperatures fall. By 11 o'clock tonight we'll be in the 30s. I'll tell you how low we go. And if we'll ever warm back up again, I'll have details on that in just a few moments.
We will, but it might be a few months.
Many
months.
I think we'll warm up sooner than that.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Well, a semi has caused quite a traffic jam after it flipped on I-94 just east of the I-29 interchange in Fargo. Crews say the semi was merging onto I-94 when it rolled onto its side, blocking 2 of the westbound lanes. The traffic was backed up all the way to University. We heard from a viewer who said she was sitting in traffic for about a half hour. A hazmat team was called to the scene after reports of leaking fluids from the semi, and the emergency responders say the driver made it out of the truck and didn't appear to be seriously hurt, but was taken to the hospital to be checked over. Strong and safe, leaders from across the state are working to make sure North Dakota has what it needs to face current and future challenges. Senator Heidi Heitkamp led the Strong and Safe Communities Summit today in Fargo. The event brought together experts to share ideas and information on topics like drug crimes, human trafficking, safe transport of oil, and domestic violence. Around 150 people were scheduled to attend today's event. And tonight, the community is invited to attend a neighborhood safety meeting. It's to address crime, safety tips, and answer residents' questions. Fargo Police will host the meeting at Madison Elementary School at 6. And coming up tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, Cornelius Hawker talks with residents about the impact that crime has had on them. The Moorhead Police Department's looking for a sex offender who hasn't been keeping in touch with police like he's supposed to. An arrest warrant is out for this man, Jeremy Anderson. He's considered a level 2 sex offender after he sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl that he knew. Police say Anderson is homeless, but has been in the area of the I-94 rest area in Moorhead. If you have information on him, call police. The Minnesota State Patrol has released the name of a woman killed in a crash near Battle Lake yesterday. Troopers say Tiffany Anderson, who's 28 and from Verndale, Minnesota, was driving west on Highway 210 when her car crossed over the center line and hit a semi head-on. The crash happened about 8:15 yesterday morning. The driver of the semi, Donald Becker from Park Rapids, was taken to the hospital, but his injuries are not considered life-threatening. The nation's largest nonprofit for car donations is accused of misleading the public about millions of dollars worth of donations. The Minnesota Attorney General says less than a quarter of the money was actually going to charity. And the Car Donation Foundation is accused of paying $36 million to 2 corporations. Those corporations owned by the executives who managed the charity from 2011 to 2014. As Kate Raditz shows us, the foundation solicited people to donate cars under a different charity name.
And recognize the Make-A-Wish Foundation name.
When Riley Pelton wanted to get rid of her 99 Chevy Prism, she wanted the money to go to good use.
I thought Make-A-Wish was a good organization to donate to.
Most of the money made off of Riley's car went to 2 for-profit companies based in Minnesota. One of them, a scrapyard and auction house in St. Paul. Both are owned by the same owners of the Car Donation Foundation.
It looks like it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation organization, and that's who I really wanted the money to go to.
But only 20% of profit made off vehicle sales went to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, something Attorney General Lori Swanson says Make-A-Wish was aware of.
But they had, I think, a mindset of, well, I'm getting something. It may not be as much. It may only be a residual.
Would you have donated your car if you knew only 20% was going to charity?
No, I would have found a different organization, for sure.
Now, Minnesota's Attorney General Lori Swanson says the CEO of Make-A-Wish Minnesota at the time also received some compensation from the 2 for-profit companies. Make-A-Wish Minnesota released a statement saying they were supportive of the investigation and would cooperate. The 2 charities have 30 days to file a report showing that they have taken steps to correct the problems pointed out. The Car Donation Foundation says they disagree with the findings. They say the Wheels for Wishes website is clear about amounts given to charity, but they said they'll make changes that the Attorney General feels are necessary. President Obama announced a significant change in policy concerning U.S. troops in Afghanistan today from the White House. The president said that changing circumstances on the ground would require changes to the plan. 9,800 U.S. troops are going to remain in Afghanistan through 2016. The announcement, which marks an abrupt turnaround in the plan to draw down troops at the end of this year, comes after a months-long review of America's battle against the Taliban. President Obama says ground troops will continue their same mission to combat al-Qaeda and train Afghan security forces. The plan also calls for keeping 5,500 troops at a small number of military installations into 2017. His musical talent has landed him on the national stage on NBC's hit TV show, The Voice, but his impact has reached the Valley. Today, Blind Joe performed at South Elementary in West Fargo. He says it's the 6th or 7th school that he's visited just this week. This time, he was invited by a 5th grade student who wrote to him in Braille. In the 5th grader's note, he wishes Blind Joe good luck and said that he'd be watching out for him on the show. Today, the singer shared his story with students and encouraged them to never give up on their dreams. creepy spiders, spooky ghosts, and frightful clowns are all waiting for you at a haunting location this October. Nightmares on Elm Street in Kindred has been frightening people for 4 years now, and they're ready for Halloween. Tickets are $20 for adults, 10 for kids, 12 and under. Now, the all-indoor attraction has multiple rooms full of people's biggest fears.
Everybody says, well, what is it? Is it in a house? No, it's not in a house. It's 12,000 square feet, and it's very hard to explain. You have to experience it.
I don't know, it sounds scary. For more information, if you like frightening things, go to valleynewslive.com and click on our hot button. And of course, don't forget, Valley News Live is your only station for Bison coverage. Be sure and tune in for our Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show. It's at 1:30 on KVLY on Saturday afternoon. We'll break down the Bison and Coyotes game prior to the 2:30 kickoff from the Fargo Dome. But don't switch channels. Stay tuned to KVLY all through the game. We will have full coverage of the Bison game. The Bison look to remain undefeated in Valley play, hosting South Dakota on Saturday. Well, still ahead tonight after a massive data breach, the plan that Target has for its store credit cards.
High temperatures just about average for this time of the year, and overnight it looks like we're going low. We'll have some freezing temperatures to talk about. I'll tell you when it warms back up. That's next on Valley News Live.